Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello, Jared. I'm not far? Far from what? Oh, in my New Year's resolution. Well, we'll talk about that. But oh, hey, Jeremy Powers, cool. Don't know if you're watching, but hello, Jeremy. Hope you and the fam as well. Yep. I mean, I've got my props ready to talk about my progress with my New Year's resolutions. So we'll talk about that a little later in the show. There's a fun story I want to tell first. Yawn. Yep, not 7 yet. We can't start yet. There's a law or something. No, let's see. How many seconds? Oh, 1. Okay. We can start now. As soon as I figure out what the show number is. 336. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 336. I'm your host, Andrew. Welcome. Okay. So, I believe I have mentioned in the past that I live in an apartment complex, and we have a laundry room that has, a couple months ago, been decommissioned. Now, my particular apartment complex is straddles a residential street. So most of the buildings are on the other side of the street, along with the leasing office. My building and 4 others, depending on how you count, are over on this side of the street. So, that's how it is. They decommissioned the laundry room on this side of the street, so now when I want to wash my underwears, I have to go hiking across the street. And it's a gated community now, so I better make sure I remember to take my keys with me, or I'm going to have to hop a fence. So, 4th of July is next week. I got a new job last summer, which meant I started from scratch with the PTO, but it's been about 11 months now, so I have built up enough PTO to take a vacation, so haha! Vacation. Let the vacation commence. And what better way to start a vacation than with laundry? Now, these are coin-operated laundry machines. They were before the decommission, but the laundry machine over on the other side of the street, also a coin-operated laundry machine. So, I put on my pants, which is a good idea because you don't want to walk pantsless across the street. You'd probably be arrested for that. I mean, I would assume. So I get my pants on. I strip my bed, throw the sheets in the my hamper, grab my bottle of washing detergent. Chicago, Matthew, hello. The job is better paying. Yes, I'm currently in the black, which is really nice. Cause man, I was my cost of living was behind my was in front of my salary there for a while. Now I am doing good for now. Who knows how things will change? But no credit card support. Oh, I have a credit card, sure. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just hanging out. I don't plan on going anywhere, but I'm taking the when a decade ago when I lived out in Pacific Beach or at the Avalon complex, we had little cards, essentially little credit cards, but you put money on the cards and use the cards to operate the machines. These are coin operated, so you need to have quarters. If you don't have quarters, you can't operate them. At my old facility, you just needed to put money on the card, which you could do with bills or a credit card. Didn't have money on the card? Well, you could use your credit card to reload your card. So that was convenient. But now, not only do I need coinage, I need to walk across the street. And I am lazy. So put my pants on, strip the bed, throw the sheets in the hamper, grab the bottle of washing detergent, grab some coinage out of my Superman mug, which is what I keep my quarters in, and I go, that I better count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 14 coins to do a full load of laundry, washing and drying. I only got 10 quarters here. I'm short a buck. Well, poopsicle sticks. I already stripped my bed, too. Oh dear. Well, I mean, I could go to the leasing office. Bob would probably give me some quarters, but it's Saturday. No one's in the leasing office right now. I could walk down to 7-Eleven and maybe get some change for a buck or two, but I don't have any money in my wallet. Okay, so I'll just go to the bank and get a roll of quarters. So I get in my car and I go to the bank and I find out that the bank not open on Saturday. I was pretty sure they weren't open on Sunday, but I wasn't aware they weren't open on Saturday. And the odd thing is the hours displayed on the bank's door says Monday through Friday, closed Saturday. Hey, U.S. Bank, were you aware that there's a 7th day in the week? Have you guys not heard of Sunday? So I used the ATM to pull $20 out of my checking account. And I went to 7-Eleven and bought a pint of ice cream. I could have just said, hey, change me, but yeah, I'll buy something, sure. So I bought a little pint of ice cream, gave them a buck back and said, hey, could I have some quarters? And they go, oh, I'm sorry. We don't have any quarters. Really? None? You don't have any quarters? No, we're out. Huh. I mean, it's possible. It's possible he was lying to me. I don't know, but so no quarters from 7-Eleven, but I now have a pint of ice cream, so that's something. So I get out of my car, so I drive back home. Get out of my car. My neighbor is taking some trash from her apartment over to the dumpster. And this is the one with the dog, Poseidon, who constantly barks at me even though he knows me. It's like he's got the memory of a goldfish or something, or I actually don't know if goldfish have poor memories. It's probably really insulting to goldfish. It's like, dude, screw you, man. My memory's fine. So I walk over and I say, hey, you know, one of these days we ought to exchange names. I've known her for a year and a half. I'm pretty sure we've never exchanged names, or if we have, I don't remember what it is, and I feel real bad. I know her dog's name's Poseidon. Anyway, hey neighbor, I'm short some coinage for the laundry. Can you hook me up? You know, here's $1. Give me 4 quarters. She says, oh yeah, sure. Come back to my apartment. So, all right. So, walk back to her apartment. I sit there over the fence. Poseidon goes barky, barky, barky. We yell at Poseidon, trying to convince him that he knows me. She goes in, gets her change jar, and brings it back out. Want to guess what happens? No quarters in the change jar. So, yeah. I took a walk, kept my eye on the gutter, was looking for some quarters maybe. Nope. So I guess I'm gonna just sleep on the couch and run around naked until Monday, when I can go to the bank and get some goddamn quarters. So yeah, that's how my vacation has started off so far. Well, chaos. Hello. Jared says rent goes up. Yeah, my rent's gone up $222. Oddly, 222. In the last, well, over a span of I think it was 16 or 18 months, something like that. I think it was slightly less than a year and a half. I think it was 16 if I'm remembering right. That was like 5 months ago. So. But yeah, I'm good for now. So right now I'm fine. But yeah, I mean rent could go up so high that I'm behind the 8 ball again. But for now, doing well. Job's going great. My sister just got a new job too. So the Eisen kids have had a pretty nice year, and I hope you're all having just as nice a year as the Eisen kids. So, Chaos says a staycation. That's what I do. Yeah, I mean, all my stuff is. Why would I want to go anywhere? All my stuff is here. I actually was gonna go hiking today, and I went to my normal spot, and it's under construction. Oh well, it's inaccessible. When I came home, I looked it up on the city website. There's no mention of that. I had a friend over like a month ago, and I was going to take her hiking, and it was under construction, so we went somewhere else. I figured it was done by now. I didn't check, but again, how would I check? Because it's not on the city website. There's, so far as I can find, there's no mention of this project anywhere, so I don't even know what they're doing. But that's like one of my favorite spots to hike. Well, maybe they're replacing the bathrooms or making it pretty. I don't know what they're doing. Cafe Fox, hello. Chicago says WTF, Saturday closed? I think they forgot about Sunday and knew they were closed one day of the weekend, but Saturday was the only day they remembered existing, so they closed it on Saturday. Oh, you want to hear another weird date thing? Yeah, because I'm all about the weird dates. Got a lot of weird date stories, as I'm sure you can imagine. So, my sister bought me a birthday present. My birthday was February 1st. It hasn't arrived yet because she bought me a video game that got delayed a couple of times. So, it was originally early. I don't think it was ever scheduled to be out by my birthday, but its original release date was like shortly after my birthday, and then it got pushed back to June 30. Well, it's on the way, and I checked Amazon tracking, and it says, now arriving Tuesday. Previously expected July 4th. Amazon, July 4th is Tuesday. I hope people... I mean, I don't mind getting my stuff as soon as possible, but you better be like time and a half-ing your employees for working on a federal holiday. I tell you what. Silly gooses. Those gooses are silly. Yeah, usually like weekends they're... Matthew says banks are only weekdays, sadly. I could have sworn they like had limited hours on Saturday, but used to be Union Bank of California, and they were just merged or bought by U.S. Bank, so maybe that was the case. It's just not the case now. Your money's on 7-Eleven lying about having quarters. It's possible. Same result, but... Jared says, did you eat it in one sitting? No, actually I ate it in 2 sittings. It's actually hot. Like, the temperature just said, oh, shit, it's July 1st. It's supposed to be hot. So I had half the pint, and then I had lunch, and then I had the other half later. So I've already eaten the entire thing. It was mint chocolate chip, I think, something along those lines. It was good. It was good. It was the 7-Eleven brand ice cream, because it was like, I don't know, $5, which is a bit for a pint, but it's a 7-Eleven. But golly, the Haagen-Dazs and the Ben and Jerry's, the actual name brand pints of ice cream, those were like $8 a pop, or like $7.69 or something like that. Golly. Let's see. Find a Coke machine and buy a Coke and use the change. You know what? That's a pretty good idea. Unless the soda machine is like exactly $1, but it's probably like $1.50. We actually do have a snack and a soda machine by the. That's actually a really good idea. There's a snack and soda machine right next to the laundry room. I have no idea how much it costs. I think I looked at it once, and it doesn't actually have prices on it. However, the vending machines outside of the laundry room, unlike the laundry machines inside the laundry room, actually take credit cards. So, yeah, so, Alright, let's see. Find a Coke machine, buy a Coke. I was using digital payment for laundry machines when I was in university back in '07. Yeah, I lived in Pacific Beach from 2005 to 2015, and the machines there used cards that you could load with cash, so... Chaos says, took a week off in May to sit on my couch and play Zelda. There you go. Chaos has to work on the 4th and we don't get time and a half. Oh, it sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. We just have the... Of course, I work for a school, so, it's a, paid federal holiday. It's actually one real nice perk of this new job is I get more holiday days than I did at my previous job. For example, we get Cesar Chavez Day. We get Juneteenth. Get a couple. I think we get Martin Luther King Day, President's Day. One of the two, both same day. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, I think we had 8 paid holidays at my last job, and now I have like 12, so that's pretty great. Jared says some companies, some essential companies, have volunteers for holidays in which they get time and a half plus a day you can select to get up. Some do that, and hopefully that's somewhat analogous to whatever the hell Amazon's doing. Because sometimes I get packages on like Sunday and federal holidays. I'm like, oh man. I hope these folks are being treated. I mean, I like getting my stuff, but hopefully the delivery peoples are being treated right. Anyway. So that's, okay, so July 1st, we are halfway through 2023. So I thought I'd issue a progress report on my New Year's resolution. So what did I resolve to do for the new year? Okay. So there are a couple of video games that I haven't finished yet. Essentially because I got stuck and stopped playing them. So, one of them, Persona 5 Royale. I forget what the name is, but I got to the boss of the 4th or 5th palace in the game. And it was bullshit! It's the fight where, it's the old dude who sits in the chair who you can't attack directly. He just sends waves of enemies to get you. And you have to defeat each wave, each entire wave at once. You can't destroy each individual member of the wave. You have to destroy every member of the entire wave all at the same time, or you have to start over. And the entire fight is timed. You have to do the entire fight, all 4 or 5 waves, however many waves there are, in 30 minutes. If you don't beat it in 30 minutes, the bad guy just gets bored and leaves and you lose and you have to start over. I think I tried that twice before I gave it the good old double middle finger and turned it off in a huff. I've talked about Persona quite a bit. There's a lot I really like about this game, but there's some elements that I don't so much, and that boss fight just... It made me mad. It vexed me something fierce. But still, I really would like to see this game through. The elements of the game that I really like. I would like to see this game through to the end. So, one of my New Year's resolutions is put it back in the PS4, try it again, beat the boss, continue through the game, because while some elements don't work, I really like the dungeon crawly fighty bits, and I want to see the rest of the palaces. So that's one. All right. Let's see. Hate to tell you, Amazon uses contractors for delivery. T1000, hello. First-time viewer, long-time fan. Question, when will you produce Andrew Eisen dolls? Would love some dolls. Probably not. I don't have the ability to do that. And I don't think there's much demand for it. Maybe some Andrew body pillows. But I'm charmed you want a Andrew doll or figurine or something. Jared says maybe a Sunday stream is needed to encourage you to beat them. There you go. Let me guess, the 1950s retro place. Yeah, I guess it's very spaceshipy. Let me see if I can. It's like Okimura or whatever his name is. Persona 5. Okumura. I think that's right. Wow, I was pretty close. Do I have the right person? Yeah, Okumura. Wow, not bad. That's pretty close. All right, going back to the GameCube, Baten Kaitos. Interestingly, I think in the next couple of months, there's Bamco is putting out a Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remaster collection. I like Baten Kaitos, but similar to Persona Royale 5. I hit a boss towards the end of the game, and I couldn't beat it, and I quit in a huff. So this boss fight is, oddly, I think the second time in the game that you fight these three people. Here's the problem with this specific boss fight. It is hard. Also, the battle system is card-based, so essentially you have a deck of cards, of attack cards, defense cards, item, like healing and cure poison, those kind of utility cards. You stack your deck, you build your deck with your best cards, it's shuffled, and you randomly get 5 each turn, or 5 or... Actually, I think later you get more than that, but you get dealt a hand, and if you get dealt a bad hand, ain't nothing you can do. You are kind of at the mercy of the cards. Like if it's your turn to attack and you don't get any attack cards, nothing you can do. If you're on defense and you don't have any defense cards, there's just nothing you can do. If you need to heal and you're just not dealt a healing card, you're kind of stuck. And in this particular fight, you're probably not going to lose quickly. They're not going, unless you're severely under leveled, they're not going to just grind you into the dirt quickly. No. Oh no. But if you get on the back foot at any point, you are probably not recovering, and they are going to slowly beat you to death over like half an hour or 40 minutes. And here's the worst thing. Not only does it take like 30, 40 minutes to die in this fight if you don't win, but it begins with like a 5-minute cutscene. And the way unskippable cutscene, which is a fine cutscene, the first time. So you watch a 5-minute cutscene, and then you fight these three people, and you beat them, and then there's like a 10-minute cutscene, and then you have to fight them again. And that's where I died. I probably tried this like 3 times before I finally said, screw it, I'm done! I'm done! Huff, huff, huff. But I really like Baten Kaitos, and I would really like to see the end of the game. I also own Baten Kaitos Origins on the GameCube. I've never played it because I never beat the goddamn original. So another part of my New Year's resolution is I would like to finally finish this game so I can start Origins. And lastly, also on the GameCube, Geist. Now this is a cool game. I think I played a bunch of this during one of the Extra Life charity streams one year. This is a game where you play a ghost, and the basic mechanic of the game is you float around in your ghostly form, and you possess objects to interact with the environment and scare people enough so that you can possess them. So, for example, you might need to possess a dog for, reasons. So you possess the dog's bowl of dog food, and you make the dog food jump around, which freaks out the dog, so you can possess the dog. And then you can climb out of the cage or bark, which draws someone near. And so you can hack terminals by possessing them, turn lights on and off, make machines go on the fritz, which freaks people out, so you can possess them, and they might have the security clearance you need to get into other rooms. It's the basic loop and flow of the game. It's a cool game. I really like it. At some point in the game, however, you are put in some type of weird virtual reality something where you just have to fight waves of dudes with guns. I've played through the game twice up to that point, and I've just never been able to get through that section, that segment. It doesn't sound like it would be hard. You just, if you possess someone, you shoot everyone else. If your dude dies, float over to someone else and possess them. Sounds easy, but it's not. But I really like this game, and I would like to see the end of it. So the third part of my New Year's resolution for 2023 is to beat that section and get through the game. So here we are, halfway through 2023. I've got these 3 games that I like quite a bit, but got stuck on a boss and quit playing in a huff. A mature and manly huff, I will have you know, but a huff nonetheless. So, how am I doing? Well, I haven't even attempted any 3 of these, so not well. I have not even put the discs. I was thinking discs. Yeah, GameCube was discs. I haven't even tried. So yeah, I'm nowhere. But we still have 6 months of the year left, so plenty of time. Just use the free DLC Persona. There's a free DLC Persona. I actually was not aware of that. Jared says, you might be under-leveled for once. Well, the problem with Baten Kaitos is there's actually nowhere to level grind at that point in the game. You're actually, unless you have an earlier save, you're locked in an area where you can't fight monsters and grind. Also, leveling actually works differently in that game, if I'm remembering right. I think you have to find certain cards or objects or something like that to actually level your characters up. I don't think it's a matter of just beating the snot out of enemies, if I'm remembering right. I might be partially... let's see. Search. There we go. Persona 5. Let's see what's available. You'll never see it coming. Alright, let's see. That was not right. That's just the... No. There we go. Alright, let's see. Oh, hey, there's a free Christmas costume set. Well, that's fun. There's a free maid and butler costume set. Neat. Oh, little, what's the cat's name? Morgana or something like that? That doesn't look too happy with the frilly maid outfit, but, you know. Let's see. That one costs $7. No. That one costs $3. I don't even know who those characters are. Oh, the characters from Catherine. Okay. More costumes. That's... I have no idea what that is. Oh, bathing suit set. Oh, that's free. Do they just run around the city in the different costumes? That's... Dancing All Night costume. Okay. Shin Megami Tensei 4 costume. Alright. Oh, and it comes with some background music. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple personas, but they're not free. Let's see. Let's filter this or sort this by price. Get all the free stuff up front. Okay, we've got healing items set. We've got the Japanese audio track. That's already in the game, though, so... Or actually, I have Persona Royale, so some of this might actually... Crap, I'm probably looking at the wrong version of the game. Let's see. Persona 5 Royale. Persona 5 Royale Persona Bundle free. Alright, contains 4 sets of Persona, including a bunch of stuff I've never heard of. Oh, look at that. Bunch of free DLC. Okay. Cool. download that later. Good to know. I didn't even think to... So I guess the stuff that makes this royal is actually a DLC. It's not included in the game. Did they actually say that anywhere? Like, hey dipshit, go to the store and download the free DLC. No, it doesn't actually say that anywhere. So okay, well, thanks for the heads up. Now I know. Have I played any of the other Persona games? No, I would say no. I have played Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is Persona adjacent, more Shin Megami Tensei. It's a cross between that and Fire Emblem. Really enjoyed that game, but that's the closest to another Persona game that I've ever played. So, no, Persona 5 is really the only Persona game I've played. Chat, smash a 1 if you want an Andrew Eisen doll. He needs to see the demand first. I think you might be the only one, T1000, but appreciate the enthusiasm. Just build a better deck. There you go. And when you squeeze the doll, it says things like, "Where's the gameplay?" And in my humble opinion, here you go. Seems like a Sunday stream for those games will likely incentivize you. Yeah, maybe. So, you know what? I did, while I was playing through this, I was watching the anime, but only keeping pace with the story in the game. So the anime is actually pretty well done, surprisingly. It's an interesting adaptation of the game, and the game, I think, is more fun to play. What's interesting is the show focuses a bit more on the parts of the game that I don't care for. So it's also, I feel, paced better because, for me anyway, the dull parts of the non-dungeon parts. The game just, for example, the problem with the game for me is by the time the game gets to a dungeon, I'm so starved for that type of gameplay that I end up completing the entire dungeon or palace in one day. And then I've got to just kind of sit around for 2 or 3 weeks until the time limit ticks down and the story moves on. And then it's like another 2 weeks or so of in-game faffing about until the next case pops up. And it's so dreadfully dull. For me. And that's my fault, because I think what the game really wants you to do is, one day go into the palace, do a little bit, call it a night, go to the movies the next day, hang out with your friends, do your homework, read a book, then go back into the palace and do another little bit. And I don't think they want you to do the entire palace all at once. But that's the fun bit. So I think I'm making the game more boring than probably most people experience it. So because the television show is paced like a TV show, I find the outside the dungeon bits a lot more interesting than I do in the actual game. So it was really interesting playing the game and watching the show at the same time. Also, if I'm not mistaken, they use at least a good number of the original voice actors for the show too. So that was pretty cool to see. Jared says, that's why I like Steam. Bundles a good amount of... for crying out loud, they can't actually... Good job, YouTube. You put the emoticon, click here for emoticons icon, is over the chat, so I can't read some of the words. Good job, YouTube. Anyway, that's why I like Steam. Bundles a good amount of the stuff in the base install. Yeah, that is nice. For example, Trails from Zero actually has an art book, which I'm really excited to look at because I love art and particularly behind-the-scenes stuff, production art and stuff like that. Concept art. I love that stuff. But unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that there's like spoilers galore for Trails from Zero in the art book, so I'm waiting until I finish the game before I, peruse the art book, which it's kind of frustrating in a way, but that's them's the breaks. All right. So now that it's been a couple of months since Tears of the Kingdom came out, I thought I'd share some thoughts because, as many of you might remember, I'm not the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild. I don't dislike Breath of the Wild. Liked it just fine. I think it's a great game. But there's a lot of niggling little bits that rub me the wrong way. So I was very interested to see how the sequel addressed that stuff. And there are some quality of life improvements. The horse isn't as much of a problem as it was in the first game, so that's nice. It doesn't seem to have that weird thing where if you walk out of whistle range, the whistle range decreases. Like, your horse is here, and it can hear you, it can hear you, it can hear you, it can hear you, it can't hear you. You'd think you just move back a little bit and it can hear you. No, you have to move back to here before it can hear you. That doesn't seem to be a thing. I haven't tested it extensively because I don't care that much, but that doesn't seem to be a thing this time. So that's good. I like the fact that if you open up a treasure chest and there's like a shield or a weapon or something inside and you don't have room for it, you can just drop something out of your inventory right there instead of closing the chest, hitting start, going into your inventory, equipping a thing, and then throwing it away, and then opening the so you don't have to do that anymore. So that's really nice. It still rains way too goddamn much. However, they came up with two solutions. You can make an anti-slip elixir, or you can, by doing a pretty lengthy quest, get a anti-slip froggy outfit. Cool idea. It's a shame that neither of them work. At all. You still slip. You don't slip as frequently. Now, to be fair, I have not acquired the third piece of the froggy suit and leveled it up to 2 stars apiece. So maybe if you do that, it's permanent non-slip in the rain. I hope so. But man, even anti-slip elixir doesn't work. You still slip. It's really annoying. Really annoying. Chaos has just finished the water temple and pulled, I'm guessing it's the Master Sword last night. Yeah, I haven't, let's see, I did the Rudo village, I did the, Gorons, I did the, Gerudo village. I'm at the Zoras. Haven't done anything yet. I think Sidon is his name. They're like, oh yeah, he's up on the mountain over there. Go get him. Okay. Haven't bothered to do that yet. And then I'm not clear what I'm supposed to do in Kakariko village. I mean, I assume I'm supposed to go into that 5th ring ruin, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get in there. Like, the guy yells at me no matter my approach, so I feel like I'm missing something. I actually had to look up, the only part of the game so far I had to look up a guide for was the desert bit with the 3 towers. because there was one tower I genuinely could not figure out what I was supposed to do with it. Basically, there's 3 towers out in the desert. The one's got some blockage at the bottom, so you blow it up and the beam of light goes out. And another one, it's like, oh, you gotta do the little spinning wheel on top to reorient the mirror, and you gotta move pieces so you can get the handle up there and attach the handle so you can spin it around. Oh, cool. Then on the 3rd tower, I genuinely could not figure out what to do, because there's no spinning. You can't use the ultra hand on it. You can't attach anything to anything. There's no spinning wheel. The spinning wheel is like on a mountain 100 feet away, which is really hard to spot because the whole point of the thing is that the desert is enveloped in a sandstorm. If there was a hint or something that pointed that out, I totally missed it. I had to look that one up. I'm like, what? Where? And thank goodness for the little coordinates that they give you on the map, because that would have been really hard to find without it, because the guide I looked at says, go here. I'm like, okay. Climb. Oh, okay, it's over here for some reason. Cool. I probably would not have found that on my own. That's where you're at now, the towers in the Gerudo Desert? Yeah. Okay, I gotta do another quest before I do the ring rune thing in Kakariko Village. Okay. So, so overall impressions, I like Tears of the Kingdom about as well as I like Breath of the Wild. There's still just a bunch of stuff that bugs me, though. I don't like the fragile weapon. I do admire how out of the way Nintendo went to give an in-universe reason for these fragile candy glass weapons. It's like, oh, the gloom has screwed up all of our weapons. All of our weapons are degraded because of the gloom or whatever it is. Everyone's like, yeah, it sucks, man. All of the weapons are garbage. It's like, I mean, at least it's not just me. So that makes me feel a bit better. I still hate I hate it. I believe the point is to try and get, especially with the fuse mechanic, the idea is to get you to try new things. But for me, it encourages me to not try new things because it's just going to break. It's like, okay, I've got weapons I like. Now I'm going to avoid fights so that they don't break because I like this weapon. Or, I fused something that was pretty valuable to it, and I know I've only got a few swings. I've read a few people, it's like, oh, fuse a diamond to a shield or something. That's like, why the hell would you do that? Diamonds are super rare. Like, I've put, I don't know, 80 hours into the game or something like that. I actually have no idea how much time I've put into the game. Let's see if I can figure that out. I've put a lot of time into the game. Is it in settings, maybe? Let's see. I don't know, data management, maybe? No. Users? No. System? I have no... I know it tells you somewhere where you've had... somewhere it says, what your playtime is. Oh, there... Oh, holy shit. 125 hours or more? Okay, I've played it more than I thought. No idea how accurate that is, but it says played for 125 hours or more. Okay, so I've played the game for 125 hours or more, and I've probably come across like a dozen diamonds at this point. There is no way in hell I'm fusing one to the end of a sword or something like that. No way in hell. Those are way too valuable and rare to put on something that's going to break after like 2 or 3 fights. Hell no, says I. Hell no. I still don't find, like in Breath of the Wild, I don't find the actual combat satisfying. I don't like it. Like, I don't enjoy actually fighting things. One of the things that I don't enjoy, like the actual swinging sword kind of stuff. It's funny using Alter Hand to drop boulders on things, or chucking bombs and stuff. That's always a hoot. Or doing weird stuff with the Zonai lasers and shock prods and stuff. You can do some fun stuff there. I mean, the actual grab a sword and a shield and get in the midst and do some melee combat. It's not satisfying to me. One problem is enemies constantly go flying. Like, you smack an enemy once and they get stunned, as long as they're not blocking or something. So you're like, stun, stun, end combo, and the enemy just goes flying like you fused a mushroom on the end, and they actually go flying even further if you do that. It's funny, but I stopped doing that because the problem is fighting stuff is just annoying because you're smack, 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 then you have to chase it down. Smack, 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 then you have to chase it down again. Smack, smack, smack. And you do this over and over and over and over because the enemies are goddamn damage sponges. And the further you get into the game, the more like silver enemies that show up that are just really, really spongy. It's like, well, use your more powerful weapons. It's like, I don't want to. They'll break. Because this guy takes so much damn damage, it'll break. But I need his parts for other stuff. It's just, it annoys me. I don't like it. It's just, this is not the way. I don't like it. I'm not sour on the game. I still think it's a great game. There are just elements that don't work for my personal play style. I do like how fusing some things to different weapons actually transforms the entire weapon. That's fun to experiment with. There's some neat stuff there. But yes, some items are just so gall-darn rare. Like the dragon bits, like the dragon scales and teeth and nails and horns and stuff. Unless I'm misremembering, farming the dragons wasn't a big deal in the first game. Because the dragons had their paths, they'd show up at the same spots in the same time of each day every time, so you can figure out where they're going to be, intercept them, and start pew, 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 and knock a bunch of stuff off them and pick it up. In this game, they're just on a set path, and I don't know that moving time actually resets them much. I haven't really experimented with them, but they're much more difficult to get on. You pretty much have to go to the nearest tower and launch yourself in the air and just kind of fly over to them. Or I guess you can build, the hover bike or something, chase them down. But here's the problem. Once you get on a dragon, pick a part. You either get the horn or the nail or the tooth or the whatever it is, because you get one. One. And it's like 10 or 12 minutes before you can get another item off the dragon. It's like, that's stingy. It's a really big dragon. I think that dragon could give up a few more parts a few more quickly. I'm like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. I am certainly not putting a goddamn dragon horn on the end of a stick or whatever. Do you know how much work it took to actually get this thing? Bokoblin horns and teeth, I mean, those are a dime a dozen, but, diamonds and dragon horns, hell no, that's way too rare. I went to way too much trouble to get these damn things. Forget it. Especially for something that's just going to break very, very quickly. One neat thing is, I have a selection of Talos Heart hammers, which are fairly strong and also good for breaking rocks, which is, get you ore, which is good for money and such. But one nice thing is, without spoiling anything, at some point in the game you have the ability to unfuse things. So one nice thing to do is you just beat the snot out of something, and then when your weapon very quickly degrades and starts flashing red, use something else. Take it over, unfuse the thing. So whatever you fuse to it, if you fuse something like, a diamond or a Talos heart or a ruby or something like that, you cannot destroy those. The weapon's going to be gone. But so kind of how I have my loadout right now is I have a couple magical staves, each with a different ruby on it, or a different ore on it, because if you fuse a ruby to a magic staff, you've got a little receptor that both warms you and spits fireballs. The blue one shoots freezy and cools you down. The whatever the yellow with the topaz one does lightning. So I have a selection of those if I ever want to do status effects on things, or keep myself warm or keep myself cool. So that's handy. And then I have a few of the various Talos Heart hammers. Like I have the Fire Talos Heart and the Frost Talos Heart and the regular Talos Heart, just on some big sturdy gnarled sticks that are like a base of 20. So I have some weapons that are like in the 40s, which is pretty good. And then every time they get damaged, I just unfuse the damn thing and fuse it to something else. So that's a bit of a bear, but it works, because at least I don't have to go searching out another Talos thing that I'm going to bust like 2 or 3 weapons over its head trying to get another heart. It's so irritating. It's like, yeah, I need to... you should fight to get the materials to make better weapons. And it's like, or I could just get the weapons that I like and then not fight anything and not break all the damn things. Because like, I have all these awesome weapons. I'm not going to waste it on a small little bokoblin or an Octorok or something like that. I'm going to wait until I hit those triple-headed dragon things or a Lionel or something. I'm probably just playing the game wrong, or playing the game in a way that wasn't really the intended method, and that's on me. Still rains too much. It just rains too much. I wouldn't have as much of a problem with the slippage. Well, one, if the elixirs or the slippy suit actually eliminated slippage, which the suit may, if you get all 3 pieces and upgrade it, but that is a very involved, very long quest to get all that. That's not something you can just go do at the beginning of the game. Or if it just didn't rain so damn much. It just rains way too much. Now, there are areas in the game, or at least there was in the first game, where it's just like always raining, and that's like a story thing, like it's always raining right here. That's fine, right? That's fine, but oh my god, you just... Because the result of rain a lot of times is just, well, the game says, hey Andrew, you having fun? Tell you what, go somewhere else. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to go here. That's why I took the time to come over here. Yeah, okay. If you really want to play here, you're just going to have to stand there for the next 4 minutes, though. Oh, you think so? Yeah, I think so. Well, how about I put on my anti-slip outfit? Oh, you could do that. It's not going to work. You put that on, you could drink your elixir. It's not going to work. You're still going to slip. So, either stand around for 4 minutes, buddy, or go somewhere else. I have spoken. That rubs me the wrong way. Not saying much. I don't know if there are right ways to rub me. I'm a pretty prickly individual. But that's definitely one of the wrong ones, game. Which one do I like better? I would say Breath of the Wild. Because, although I haven't completed Tears of the Kingdom yet, my current thoughts are I think Breath of the Wild edges it out. Because, lost my train of thought. It's a really great point, too. I think is the quality of life. That's what I was trying to remember. Despite the myriad quality of life improvements made in the game, which I very much appreciate. Tears of the Kingdom for me is too big. It's doing way too much. It's almost like a chore. I think the game does a great job of taking the exact same map from the first game, Hyrule, and making it feel new. That's something I was concerned about. I'm like, is it going to feel like I'm just in the same damn spot? The familiarity is there if you've played the game, but it still feels new. All of the areas are tweaked. There are enough differences to make things interesting and new and surprising. So kudos there. Also, the place is so damn big, you're almost guaranteed to approach areas in a different way, in a different direction than you did the first time. So that's not a problem. But now, in addition to Hyrule, you have the Sky Islands, and you have the Depths. I hate the Depths. Hate them. I don't enjoy them at all. It's boring to me. So I was genuinely surprised to read a lot of opinion pieces about how much people genuinely love the Depths. It's their favorite part of the game. I found that absolutely fascinating because I hate the Depths and have spent very little time down there. Because I don't like it. I find it really boring. I actually liked it at first until I realized it's the size of Hyrule. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. I don't want to go down in the Depths. Which is one of the reasons I didn't have Rebuild for quite a while, because I didn't realize that was down in the depths somewhere. So the Depths are dark, which means you have to throw your little glow seeds every 20 feet. I like the idea. You wander around in the dark, it's hard to see things or spooky things in the darkness trying to nibble your toes, and you can only see these faint bright lights out in the distance, and you try and work your way over there, and you light the light, and the surrounding area is lit up, and now you can see, and now you make your way to the next one. I think that's really cool. I think that's a great idea, and I found that really compelling at first, until I realized that all of the light up the surrounding area places were the ass ends of all the shrines, of which there's, I don't know, 100 plus, 120, something like that. You know how on the surface you fill out the map by climbing the towers, or, well, getting into the towers and then getting shot into the air, right? So you complete the tower and you reveal the map for that region of Hyrule, right? And there's like 12, 15 individual regions of Hyrule. Imagine if there were 120 of those. That's what the Depths is like for me. Once I realized that it was all of Hyrule, and I had to essentially find every single gosh darn shrine down there to light up a small little area. It's also so dull and boring. There's nothing down there. Well, there's not much down there. There's just enemy encampments. That's about it. And there's a couple things down there. One of the main dungeons is down there, which I thought was a really clever touch. I thought that was cool. There's just not much down there. It's very samey. It's not interesting. I don't like throwing bright seeds every 20 feet. There's just way too much of it. I don't want to explore the entire damn thing. I don't like it. I love reading the opinion pieces of people who are like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. I actually enjoy that. I always find it fascinating how people as some gamers have just a completely different reaction to something than I do. I'm like, oh man, I hate this. It is an affront to my very core as a gamer. And they're like, my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, oh, wow. Polar opposite reaction. Wonderful. What have you been talking about, chat? Let's see. Oh, Cass says, so how are you liking the depths? I don't like them. I stay out of them. I'm probably missing out on some very cool stuff, because I just don't like being in the depths. Time played. Yeah, I found it. Yeah. I have no idea how accurate that is. I'm like, have I really been playing this for 125 hours? Did I, like, leave it on? Did I put it on pause a couple of times? Because I do that sometimes. I'll be playing and then I'll, like, just pause it and, you know, set it down and go make dinner or something. And it's still sitting there. And I wonder, oftentimes, if my playtime actually includes stuff like that. Because I do get distracted by stuff. You can find weapons that last longer in the depths. That's true. There are statues that hold non-corrupted weapons in the depths. So that's an interesting thing. Once I figured out that the weapons that were being held by the various statues in the depths are non-corrupted versions and last a bit longer, which is nice. It is. Still break very quickly, but yeah. Oh, I've only run into the gloom hands like twice. I think I ran into them once in the depths and once somewhere up on the surface. Oh, I also don't really care for the Sky Islands. I mean, they're just kind of a pain in the ass to get to. You know, because I don't have very many batteries because I don't do the depths, and a lot of times you build a wing and the damn thing just disappears on you anyway. So I'm like, it's like, oh, okay, I'll build a little vehicle so I can fly up into the sky and visit the different Sky Islands, and the game's like, no, not like that. Well, you know. Yeah, Chaos says, if you upgrade each piece of the slip armor to level 2, it won't slip at all anymore. Okay. Reverend Werewolf. Hello. I figured that might be the case, but it's like, I mean, the armor is completely useless unless you have all 3 pieces and you upgrade them. Which, again, fair enough, but that is a very long quest, and I'm still missing one stable, I think. At least one stable somewhere. I don't know where it is. Probably going to have to pull up a map or something and see what I missed. Chaos agrees. I hate the depths, yeah. Jared says, I like the places there, not the environment. Yeah, it's not it's just kind of a boring place. Everywhere maybe I haven't explored enough of the depths, but everywhere looks exactly the same. Works better in the dark because you can't see anything. Also, what's the point of the glow outfit? Because I have all 3 pieces of the glow outfit, and I have it upgraded to level 2 on all pieces, and it doesn't throw enough light to actually be worth a damn. So it's a really cute outfit. I like the outfit. It's funny, but it's useless. What's the point? I mean, looks cool, but Jared, exploring the depths is a pain. Way too cliffy and bouncy. Yeah, I'm not really digging it. I mean, it doesn't make me hate the game, it just makes me not want to go into the depths unless I have to. I'm like, I don't want to. It's like, oh, but you need to track down the Koga, the ninja dude who fell down a hole in the last game, and I guess he survived. I'm like, he can have the depths, I don't care. Lee says, New Year has been passed for a few months by now. You're a little bit late. Well, I made New Year's resolution, and my thoughts on New Year's resolutions are they're supposed to be completed sometime in that forthcoming year. So my New Year's resolutions for 2023 were, finally finish these games. I haven't even started them, so but I still have 6 months. That's how I look at New Year's resolutions. It's like, this year, this upcoming year, 2023, I resolved to do this. Well, I've got until Christmas, or, well, New Year's Eve, I guess. But I haven't made any progress, and we're halfway through the year, so. But, hello, Lee. Chicago says, that's one of my biggest gripes. Why the heck do your constructs disappear? Yeah, I think it's because Nintendo just doesn't want you to build something. They don't want you to build a machine that you can just fly all over the sky, and I don't know why. I mean, you're always going to be limited by battery. I mean, you can refill it with Zonai charges, but if someone wants to waste all their resources just flying around the sky, I don't know why they shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I guess Nintendo really wants you to access the different portions of the Sky Islands via the towers, I guess. Okay, but the biggest problem for me with the Sky Islands is it's really difficult to figure out where the hell you've been. I mean, in this game, they give you, it's not a DLC item, they actually give you the hero's path thing that plots where you've walked. But it's actually kind of difficult to figure out on the Sky Islands because it's semi-transparent. You can see your path below. It's really hard to discern where you've been. And there's a quest where there's like the little flower-shaped islands with the chiseled stone tablets of some story. There's like 12 of them. And it's like, okay, I've lost track of which ones I've been to. I mean, I guess I should have used stamps, but I didn't, and now it's like, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, at least in the depths, it's pretty clear where I've been because the area's filled out. Not a huge deal, but I think that could have been handled a little bit better. Because it's hard to tell which Sky Islands I've been on. You can figure it out a little bit, but yeah. I don't explore the Sky Islands too much. Now that I've done every tower, like every time I did a tower, I'd fling up into the sky and I'd go to the nearest Sky Island and do whatever the hell was near there, but there's a few islands that aren't near the towers that you're supposed to build some device to get to, and I tell you, I did that once, and then the thing I was riding just disappeared, and I was like, screw this, man. If you're not going to let me get to... Oh, we don't want you to do it like that. I'm like, screw you, man. I'll admit it. I get huffy sometimes when games tell me no. Let's see. Jared says, I try to teleport in there anytime I'm in there as much as possible. Yeah, I like the fact that you've got you can get 3 of the heroes token medallion things that you can just place. Like, I have one placed in Terrytown. For some reason, unless I miss something, there's no warp point in Terrytown. So I have a permanent medallion over there. Pretty much everywhere else I want to go has the shrine or something nearby. At least so far. Pardon me. I like the idea of wells and caves. I think that's neat. At some point, it's going to be like, because there's one character who's like, "Ooh, tell me about the wells. You've got 24 wells left to find." It's like, I don't know where in the world they are. The caves, on the other hand, every cave has the bubble frog in it, and then there's that one dude who's like, give me the bubble frog gems, and he'll tell you at some point he stops selling you cool masks and stuff. It's like, but if you get me all of the bubble frog gems, I'll turn into a satyr or something. I don't know. I'm like, okay. But he will tell you where the caves are. Generally. One at a time. If you can find him. You don't know where he's going to be, really. He could be anywhere. So it's... that's going to be a nightmare if you want to actually... Now, the Koroks I don't mind not finding all of, but I do kind of want to find all the wells and all the caves. The Koroks I don't care. The game feels like the game doesn't want you to find all the Koroks. They're like, we didn't put 900 or whatever in here for you to find them all. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You know, there's plenty of them. You'll find a bunch. You'll expand your inventory. It's good. You do not need to find all the Koroks. Please do not do that to yourself. Yeah. Reverend Werewolf says the glowing suit leaves glowing steps so you can see where you've been walking. Huh. Don't know how useful that would be, but I did not notice that. Oh, okay, neat. Lee says, why didn't Nintendo make a new 3D Mario game? Yes, I know there's a new 2D Mario game, but I want a 3D game. Well, I mean, they had Bowser's Fury 2 years ago. They'll have another one at some point. So. But Mario Wonder looks pretty cool to me, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I will equally look forward to the next 3D Mario game, whatever form that takes, because Odyssey, which came out 2017, October 2017, really liked Odyssey. Thought that was great. Loved Odyssey. So yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever 3D Mario comes next. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm all for Wonder. Looks great. Jared says the golden turd again. Yes, that's what I want. Says most of the chains of islands have a shrine, so I don't do the shrine until I've searched the islands. Yeah. Chicago says expanding the inventory isn't worth it past a certain point. I start hoarding the good weapons. Yeah, I expanded my shields and bows a little bit. Like, I think I've got like maybe 10 each. That seems enough, but I'm like, yeah, I can never have too many weapons. You just hoard all the weapons, because these Galdern things just keep breaking. Oh well. So, yeah, I think, yeah, for now, I'll have to see where the story goes. Actually, I'm finding the story at least more interesting this time around. Yeah, I won't talk about it too much. Seems kind of spoilery, but I like the concept they're going for. I find that kind of interesting. I think they could do more with the characters, but like all the flashbacks you're getting are very plot focused, which is, you know, fine. There's some cute character moments, but it's mostly just plot. You're not getting a good sense of who these people are, which makes it hard. Makes it more difficult than it would otherwise to actually care about them. Also, I really wish Link had a personality, because he's such a dull person. Just this gormless stick in the mud. I don't know what Zelda sees in him. My favorite Link, I think, is probably Skyward Sword, followed by the cartoon one, Wind Waker. Because those are the ones that actually have personality, that actually seem to be a character. Link is as dull as I am. You know, this is his face. He rarely ever emotes. Doesn't really seem to care about anything. If you talk about like, if you take the game narrative as it's presented, Link is really not concerned with anything. He seems like kind of an aimless wanderer who just gets distracted easily and isn't really a hero so much as just happens to be in the right place at the right time occasionally. Like, the evil that needs vanquishing seems to be particularly patient. Like the evil that needs vanquishing is like, I mean, I guess I can just hang back and relax until Link gets his ass over here. I mean, I could have taken over Hyrule about 6 times by now, because he's busy futzing around in Llewellyn Village or whatever it is, you know, building houses. What's he doing over there? Is he building a vehicle to shock fish out of the water? It's like you just build a plank with a sail and put one of those Zonai shock rods in the front and just sail around scooping up fish onto the plank, and it's hilarious and it's funny, but in the context of the entire narrative, it's like, what is this guy doing? It's like, have you no sense of urgency, sir? It's really weird. It's weird to me. It doesn't come across as stoic like the personality of Samus Aran comes across. She just seems, she's there on a mission. She's all business. It's important to her. She's gonna get stuff done, and she also doesn't have really anyone to interact with. So she's not really. Why would she be emoting? There's no one there. But Link is constantly talking to other people and surrounded by other people and interacting with other people, and he's just doesn't really seem fussed by it at all. Doesn't really seem affected by any of this. Just kind of goes where the wind carries him. It's a very weird take on the character. And I'm glad the games are a lot of fun, because the character's dull as hell. Which is why Skyward Sword and Wind Waker are probably my favorite portrayals of Link. Because he's actually got some semblance of a personality in those games. So... there you go, Chicago. Twilight Princess Link starts out as a rancher who liked playing with the kids. That's true. And he's got somewhat of a rapport with Midna, who's a wonderful character. She's a lot of fun. About the most you get out of Link, though, is kind of... it gives her a dirty look occasionally, and that's about it. Just give Link a voice. Give the character a character, for crying out loud. I mean, at least the Link in the cartoon show, whatever you thought of him, he was a character. I mean, it's really a great conceit for that show. Maybe you didn't enjoy the show, but I personally didn't. But I thought the general conceit of the show was actually funny. Zelda and Link are two people who work well together, in a sense. They're competent people who've saved Hyrule, but they don't really like each other much at all. They have to work together because they can get stuff done, but they really just don't like each other at all. That rarely ever changes. And I think that's a really funny... fresh and fun dynamic, even if I think broadly the show wasn't that great. If they ever do a Legend of Zelda movie or Netflix show or whatever, I would not mind having that kind of a dynamic between Link and Zelda, because I think it's funny. With these two, they've saved Hyrule before, and they really just don't like each other. I mean, they don't hate each other, they're office workers. They would not hang out if they didn't both work here. Chicago says, Wolf Link giving Midna the canine side-eye is hilarious. It is. I liked Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, I thought, if it were not for a few really major design problems with that game, would have been better than Ocarina of Time. Because... Twilight Princess is essentially a remake of Ocarina of Time. It does a lot of the exact same things. It's kind of funny. But it falls apart in a couple of areas, like the Poe hunting quest. Oh, the Poe hunting quest is so mind-numbingly poorly thought out and designed, it's like, oh my god, what were you thinking? Also, the horse whistling thing, like early, I think you can actually get a horse whistle at some point in the game, but early on in the game, you have to, you can only call your horse from specific locations because you need a special blade of grass to whistle with, and it only grows in a few certain spots. So, in early game, for some reason, the game limits you to calling your horse from certain spots, which is weird. Overall, though, I really liked Twilight Princess. How do I like Matt Mercer's Ganon? Who's Matt Mercer? Oh, is the guy who does the voice for Ganon? He's fine, I guess. I mean, I have not seen every cutscene yet, so keep that in mind. I think Ganon's only said, like, 2 things so far in the cutscenes I've seen. There is one hilarious animation thing where the model's face, like it's, I think he's supposed to give an evil smile, but it's like his entire lower jaw dislocates, and he does. I'm like, what was that? Is the weirdest looking thing, and I am stunned that that's in the game because it looks so goofy. I mean, I think he's supposed to be like, wahaha, I've just figured out the secret to fulfilling my evil scheme. It's supposed to be a big, creepy, sinister, evil smile, and it just looks so unbelievably dorky. I'm surprised I haven't seen that floating around. I mean, maybe I would see it floating around the Twitters. If the Twitters worked. Well, they were working last time before I started the podcast, but Twitter's been down for me at least, all day. Was down for me all day. To be fair, in Breath of the Wild, Zelda didn't like Link at all at the start either. I don't recall that. Oh, it is a meme. I'm. Someone must have memed the hell out of that. That's got to be. Let's do an experiment here. All right. We will go here and we will say, "Tears of the Kingdom, Ganon's smile." Image search. Oh well, that's I should turn a safe search on. No, it's surprising. Huh. Well, I thought that would be in here somewhere, but no, apparently not. Weird. Can we? Okay, well, here's something in Reddit. No pictures, though. They do seem to be talking about what I'm talking about. Those who have seen the memory will know exactly which one I'm talking about. Caught me off guard. It's so sudden and inhumanly wide. I instantly thought of those Resident Evil memes where they exaggerate the facial expressions in cutscenes. Oh, hey, know your meme. Ganondorf's laugh. Yep, there it is. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Let me, can I window this? Let me see if I can window this real quick. We want a window capture. We want to... Yeah, right there. You can. Yeah, like, what? Let's say. There we go. Like, why? Why? Oops, no, not that one. Scroll. There we go. That looks like an animation mistake to me. That I don't know how that passed review. I don't know how or why anyone would have approved that. That looks absurd, but it was funny, so whatever. Maybe it was one of those. I don't know. This is just so funny. We've gotta leave this in. So, oh goodness, it's 8:30. I've been talking for a while. Okay, so let's close the podcast. Overall, Tears of the Kingdom, fine game. Quite like it. Wouldn't put 125 hours into it if I didn't. But I may not 100%. I'm never going to get all the Koroks, but I may not 100% this one. There are things in this game that I just don't want to do. Like, I just don't want to go into the depths. I don't want to fill out the depths. I just don't. Like, yeah, I'll definitely beat the game. I think, unless I hit a boss that just really annoys me. But you know, and it ends up being a New Year's resolution for another year. But it's there's a lot to like. So, alright, so tomorrow is the first Sunday of the month, which means we're not playing Trails from Zero. We're going to play something else. Several something elses. We are going to play a bunch of demos. So the last couple of weeks we've been talking about video games, upcoming video games that caught my eye. So downloaded a bunch of demos for those games from the various digital games presentations that caught my eye. And we will play those tomorrow. And Vampire Survivors. So, because I've mentioned in the past that I'm not sure how Vampire Survivors is fun. I don't doubt that it is. I'm not saying it's not. But the way it's been presented is, you stand there and everything dies. I'm like, okay, why is that fun? And I have some theories, so I'll be interested to play the game and see what it's like and how it works. And thanks to Jared for gifting it to me. So, got a bunch of demos. Let's see, what do we got? We've got Little Guardsman, Noun Town, Stray Gods, Unguard, Stars in the Trash, Ebenezer in the Invisible World, My Friendly Neighborhood, and, of course, Vampire Survivors. So, we will play those tomorrow. And then, during the week, I'll try to have at least 2, because I'm on vacation this week and I've got the time. I'll, at least I think I will, plan to do more than one Trails from Zero stream during the weekdays. So look forward to those. I'll announce them on Twitter if it works. So, all right, that's it for tonight. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.